Good afternoon, viewers. Welcome to the World of Cricket channel live stream for the second test between India and Australia, Border Gavaskar Trophy. Second test at Adelaide Oval. The pink test, day-night test starting today. First ball live at 3 p.m. So welcome everybody and subscribe, comment below who's going to win the second test between India and Australia. Comprehensive victory to India during the first test. Easy win for India. Absolutely too good for Australia for the first test. So what are our predictions for the second test today, guys? Some team news in. Australia to replace the injured Josh Hazlewood with a side strain. It's going to be replaced with Scott Boland, Victorian medium fast bowler. Had a lot of success. Top average in Test cricket at this stage worldwide at an early stage of his career. So he will come in. So Boland comes in the pink ball day-night test for Hazlewood. So I gather that all reports are that Stark and Cummins will open the bowling, with Boland coming on as the first change bowler. I believe Mitch Mitchell, we're talking about Jimmy Hendricks here. We're talking about cricket. So Mitch Marsh will be playing in this test, even though there has been quite a bit of cloud surrounding his fitness coming into this test. I believe he's just had another baby, a second baby on the way as well, and he is fit for all tests. He's ready to go for the test. He's ready to go for the batting. He's ready to go for the bowling. And there's just a little bit of subterfuge there with Australian media about Mitch Marsh not being fit and possibly Bo Webster coming in, the Tasmanian all-rounder coming in to replace Mitch Marsh as a lower-order batsman all-rounder. But at this stage, also looks like we've also got Sean Abbott, who is the New South Wales quick fast bowler, who's a veteran, been around for 13 or 14 odd years, and is finally making his test debut of sorts. Not debut, but he will look likely to be between Sean Abbott and Bo Webster for the 12th man spot for Australia today. Massive news for India. Of course, their captain and legend, Rohit Sharma, back for the second test, and all reports, he's looking like he's going to be batting at number 5 today. So interesting tactical change from Gautam Gambhir and the Indian Brains Trust there. Believe that is a really good move. I would personally leave. There's also talk of Gill coming back after a fractured thumb. I would, at this stage, be leaving Gill out myself and just stick with the opening batsmen that have KL Rahul and Jaiswal, absolute legends in the first test. Sharma comes down at 5. Australia's got a lot of trouble. So, yeah, news there. A few whispers around the Australian traps that Bumrah had some injury coming in, but Bumrah, number 1 test fast bowler in the world, Indian legend, probably will go down as top 5 fast bowler of all time, absolutely fit and ready to go and roaring to go for India in the second test here at the Adelaide Oval. So a few selection conundrums still up for grabs there. Will India go with Gill? I suspect they will. I suspect Gill will come back as an opener. KL Raoul at first drop or Gill at first drop. Either way, those guys are quite interchangeable. So the other selection issue that the Indian Test team have, and I'm just watching here live on Foxtel Live. Shout out to Foxtel. Why? I don't know why. They're a bunch of whatever, but shout out to Foxtel. So Ravi Ashwin warming up live right now. Galton Gambier, the coach, having a close look at a few of the guys warming up on the prepared pitches next to the main pitch there, having a little bit of a warm-up. Does look quite grey in Adelaide. So just jumping forward, back and forward to the weather there. So 38, 39 degrees yesterday in Adelaide. Really, really hot. Super soaring temperatures in Adelaide yesterday. Hottest day in Australia yesterday. And it looks like the pitch will then obviously dry out quicker than usual and will be quite hard. Just looking at the pitch, even though there's not many, just jumping into the broadcast here from our friends here at Foxtel Australia, quite a bit of green, a bit of a green top, quite similar to Perth. It's going to be a quite fast bouncing pitch. I'd say would bounce a little bit late at night when the weather has predicted. So the weather right now is looking at about 31 degrees with the cloud coverage coming over now. Just in Adelaide, it looks like there could be showers. There's 2 to 3% of precipitation predicted here today in Adelaide. So that more or less means a late night shower, a thunderstorm, a lightning strike. There might be something that passes through, but yeah, we've gone from very, very hot, sunny conditions yesterday and even earlier today, and now looking at play as Marnus Labuschagne, I see now throwing the pink ball up, warming up. I hope he doesn't bowl for Australia because that is going to help India even further. Very looking like the cloud covers come over once again. Quite a lot of cloud cover here at the Adelaide Oval. Going to be very hard to bat. With the weather as predicted, as I've just have a look here now on the weather Adelaide's prediction here. So at 2 p.m., 5% precipitation possibility now. So there's every chance of a little shower popping through in the next hour or two, but 30 degrees, but it's going to drop down at every 2 hours or so. And by the end of play towards midnight Australia time, we'll be down to 26 degrees at, 29 degrees at lunch, 26 degrees at tea time, and 23 degrees by stumps around 11 or 12 o'clock tonight at Adelaide's Eastern Australian time here. So I believe that second and last session, very hard under lights, pink ball. Weather has decreased by nearly 6 to 7, maybe 8 degrees. Ball's going to nip around. Whoever's batting later tonight really needs to hang in there. It's going to be a tough day's cricket. And so a few more sections to go over from the Australian-India selection is Josh Inglis left out, has been brought into the test squad for the first two tests. Maybe as a backup for Carey. I mean, Carey has been batting one of the top performers in the Australian Sheffield Shield during the 24-25 season. So would be a hard ask and a long straw to bow to be bringing Inglis in. I think they may have been bringing him in as a cover for McSweeney. Look, McSweeney scored twice, very low scores in the first test at Perth, Optus Stadium. What are your guys' predictions with McSweeney? If Australia win the toss here in Australia Open the batting, he's going to come out and face Boomer again. 3 failures, going into a fourth innings of failure. What do Australian selectors do? What do you guys do? Comment down below. What do you guys do with McSweeney if he fails 2 innings here? And I mean, of course, we've got to stick with him. The selectors have said he's in the test squad for this first series, his first series here against India. You have to stick with him, but 4 low scores, which I would put would be on the cards at this stage. It's going to be a tough debut for Nathan McSweeney, the South Australian Sheffield Shield captain and Australia A captain, somewhat looking to be the successor, or some people would say is looking to be the successor for Captain Pat Cummins in retirement in the next few years. So, again, the weather looks very ominous here at Adelaide. Just still waiting on the coin toss, which should be 2:28 Eastern Australian time. The coin toss should be, I would gather, within the next 5 to 10, 15 minutes. Just looking across the ditch here while we are waiting on the Australian and Indian captains, Pat Cummins and Rohit Sharma, were likely to come out for the coin toss within the next few moments. Across the ditch there, just watching the live stream down here from Talk Sports Cricket. So big shout out to Talk Sport Cricket. They're English company, I believe, and New Zealand company, always just bringing great content there. So England in the second test across the ditch against New Zealand. Unbelievable performance from New Zealand recently against India in India to defeat India 3-0, 3-zip on India's home soil. First time it's ever been done by New Zealand. Unbelievable performance. Really not talked about enough. One of the greatest cricket test performances of all time, especially from New Zealand. Probably the greatest moment they've ever had. They've come back home to play a 3-test series against England. The Baz Ballers and England, too good for them in the first test to go up 1-0 at Hagley Oval there in the university town in New Zealand. And England really too good for New Zealand in the first test there, and coming up against England and New Zealand again in second test here at Wellington right now. Sorry, let's just have a look here at the scores. What have we got? So yeah, of course, England just bowled out only moments ago. Not late, just after the tea break, I believe it was. So going into that last session, midway through that last session, England bowled all out for 280. So England 54.4 overs. 280 all out. Very up and down day there in New Zealand. And here we go. We've got the toss here, just about to come up. Ravi Shastri with the great Ravi Shastri, Indian legend, with Rohit and Pat, the Australian captain. I believe, let's have a look at the toss. I believe Rohit Sharma has won the toss. Ravi Shastri talking to the Indian captain first, so we will see here what the decision is from Rohit. Very tough decision here, very, very tough conditions. Australia, I believe, has played 12 tests at the venue under day-night pink ball conditions, so we're going back to 2011-12 season, and Australia nearly unbeatable. I think it's 11-1 during these tests, so tough decision for Rohit. He looks fit. He looks great. He's looking really, really fit and confident after his having, I think it was his second child with his wife back home there in India, and he's arrived back in Australia at Perth late last week or thereabouts, and he looks fit and looks really good and ready to go. Long discussion here at the middle between Ravi Shastri and Rohit Sharma. Gathering Rohit, I'm not listening to the audio just right now, but looking at the body language, no discussion yet, but I think India will be possibly batting first, probably will stick with their longer batting lineup, more confident batting lineup worldwide than Australia, even right now, especially Australia, right down in confidence after that first test. So Ravi is still talking to Rohit here, and a long discussion. Rohit blowing a few flies away. A lot of flies out there at Adelaide Oval, very hot in Australia. As soon as the heat comes out near Australia, in Australia, the flies come popping out. Now, Ravi Shastri welcoming Pat Cummins, second after obviously Rohit Sharma winning the toss here for India. So we'll see what the decision here is in a few moments when the graphics are up on the screen to show who has won the toss and who's batting first. Again, Scott Boland coming in for all words has been that Pat Cummins named his team last night, and that Scott Boland, the Victorian veteran, will come in for the injured Josh Hazlewood with a side strain. Only changes for Australian side at this moment. Waiting to see the full Indian side. All indications are that Rohit Sharma definitely back in as batting at 5, maybe Gill opening or batting at 3. Probably Sundar. Yes, I believe India batting first. Shastri looking very confident for India, coming out with a left-handed bat there, which signifies Jaiswal, very confident Indian, ex-Indian captain, all-time great and all-time legendary commentator down here at Adelaide Oval. Looks like India will be batting first in these very, very tough, tricky conditions. Again, India will be very, very confident after what they pulled off in the first innings in the first test. All out for 150, then they're taking Australia out for 104 in their first innings. I mean, anything you can do, we can do better, says India. So India just waiting on the final teams here to come up on the screen. Again, does Ashwin come in? Does Jadeja come in? I believe they would have. I would believe they would probably take one of those spinners back in, probably Ashwin, for his amazing experience. Not that that's to degenerate or any put anything down from Jadeja, is probably the best all-rounder in world cricket at the moment in all forms, Jadeja. But under these conditions with their bowlers that they have, is Shami back? I don't believe he would be. I think it would be Siraj and maybe a spinner or two, and the extra batsman. Here we go, looking at the weather right now. Forecast, 32 degrees, very warm, very some grey conditions here in Adelaide. A lot of grey, clouds above. 52 degrees humidity, so it's not extremely humid, but I think the humidity will probably go up as the temperature drops during the day, which is funny enough here at Adelaide. Michael Vaughan, Brett Lee, and David Warner right now on the Foxtel podcast out in the middle at Adelaide Oval, just discussing the ramifications of the toss win, and Australia looking to bowl because Pat Cummins is out there warming up. He's got the pink ball in his hand. Has not opened the bowling for Australia for a year or two now, and his big-time West New South Wales partner of Josh Hazlewood out for the second test with a side strain. Brett Lee now just talking about how he would come in for his run-up here at the Adelaide Oval. I'm not quite sure why we've got David Warner out there at the moment. David Warner, really, look, Michael Vaughan, fantastic commentator, one of the legends of world commentators right now. He's on the Prairie Fire podcast. He's on BBC. He's on Australia Foxtel. He's an amazing ex-English captain, kicked the Australians' butt, one of the great Australian sides of all time in 2005. I respect Michael Vaughan very much. David Warner, Australia's bowling. Why have we got David Warner out there, Foxtel? Can we get a ex-Australian fast bowler out there, please? Jeff Thompson, somebody, anybody but David Warner. But anyway, good to see some comments down there, guys. Yep, thanks very much, Stevie. Good to see you. I've got the rep in the Green Acre Pigs polo from 99 2000 and our baggy black, as it were, Green Acre Pigs baggy black. So yeah, thanks, Steve. Thanks for joining in, brother. Love to see you, bro. Hoopwell, my friend there from India, I believe you want me to join, add you into the discussion. I'm not quite sure how we're going to do that at this stage. Let's see if I can work that out and add somebody in. Yeah, where are we? Let's have a look. Huopal from India, brother, you're going to need to give me your WhatsApp or some mobile number or something so I can send you the link so you can join me for some live commentary. 99 2000, bro. Yeah, where's it gone? I joined the team there with you guys in 98. So that's nearly 30 years, bro. 30 years anyway. Let's have a look. Jesus, sorry, bro. I think I've just unhidden you for some reason. Good. Yep. So sorry about that. Stevie, jump back in when you're ready to go. To show you some highlights from Jaiswal, absolute young gun from Indian cricket. About to come out and open the batting again for India. This could be interesting. Mitchell Starc and Pat Cummins to open the bowling. Oh, okay. Thank you, guys. Thanks, guys. Yep. Took the mute off. Everything good now? No worries. Cool. So let's just jump forward here while we've got a little break in play. Second test here between England and New Zealand at Wellington. Up and down days test match. England batting first on the first day here in Wellington, and early on we're 4 for 43. 4 for 43. New Zealand looking like they were going to take the upper hand very, very quickly in this second test here at Wellington. 3 test series between England and New Zealand. Very entertaining first test. Very, very entertaining indeed. England batsman Ollie Pope and Harry Brook getting on top in the second session. Harry Brook scoring a big 100, Pope with a 50, Stokes chiming in later on, of course, as he does down lower in the order. And England ended up being very quick scoring, like a one-day game, 54.4 overs, England all out 280. And New Zealand have just started their their first innings here with Latham and Conway, and New Zealand right now are during the fourth over are none for 6. So let's just have a look, just to check this weather again here in Adelaide. The commentators here on Talk Sports Cricket talking about the test about to come up between Australia and India here at Adelaide. So India's won the toss and chose the bat. Bowl, and of course the change for Australia. India. No discussion here on who is in for India. Just having a look at the still no graphics yet up on the screen for who is in. We're playing 12, playing 11, and the 12th man is a word for India. We're talking about Rohit Sharma batting at 6 now. Jaiswal and Rahul openers. Gill at 3. Ashwin in, exactly what I predicted before. So Padigal, Suresh Raina and Padigal are all out. And Sharma, Ashwin, Gill back in. So can't get a stronger Indian team here for the second test against Australia. Australia really up against it here. There's about 1,000,000 to 1 for Australia to win this test, if you ask me, with players out of form. What's you guys' ideas and thoughts on Labuschagne? Manas Labuschagne, as he would like to call himself. I've seen it before on foot. My name's Manas Labuschagne. Okay, so Manas, should you still be in the test match when you fail 2 more times after this test, going into the third test at the MCG for Boxing Day? Guys, thoughts below. Manas, should he be dropped? I believe he should have been dropped for this test as it was. You really should bring in Constas. You've got to bring in a Hanscom. You can even bring in a Nikitaris from New South Wales. George Bailey, your time is very close to up. Any other thoughts on our selection committee, guys? George Bailey, should he go? Everyone here in Australia having a little light carb beer from our friends at Aldi, our German friends here in Australia at Aldi. Shout out to Aldi in Germany, Australian company. Here we are. We've got their version of the pure blonde Australian beer, natural blonde. Thank you very much. Not paid, of course, by Aldi, and I haven't got no product placement here at all, but shout out to Aldi for a beer. Hot day here in Sydney as well. Very warm, again, overcast, very similar conditions to the Adelaide Oval. Here today in Sydney, about 31, 32 degrees, overcast, time for a cold beer. Cheers, guys. And may this be a fantastic test between Australia and Australia and India. Wonderful test going on here, just listening in the background to talk sports cricket between New Zealand and India. Lovely test going on over there as well. Beautiful ground, lovely stuff over there. New Zealand, none for 7 in the 5th over. Comments below, subscribe, post below, guys. Let's comment and like below. Let's have a chat out there and discuss these 2 tests going on, Australia, India, in Adelaide, England, New Zealand, and Wellington. Who's going to win both these tests? Very close one. England in the upper hand here early on. Long way to go there, and long way to go in the Australian-Indian test, which is about to kick off in about 15 minutes' time. Cheers, guys. So, Harry Brook, 100 plus again for England. Absolute young gun. Real huge raps put on this young fella over the last few years. And starting to come through. Got an injury. I remember it was out of the early stages of the warm-ups for the World Cup last year, or 2023, 24 World Cup, the one-day World Cup. Came back. Hasn't set the world on fire, but now Harry Brook absolutely looking right up there. What a young, great bunch of players we've got in world cricket. Shea Hope, Harry Brook, Jaiswal, Constas. I believe in Constas, the young ex-St. George, as we can see up there, the great St. George legend, the great Don Bradman, and my old Causey Shield representative hat from St. George back in the day. The great St. George club, the greatest club in the history of world cricket, still the greatest club to this day, playing over there across the bridge from where I am here in the great Sutherland Shire, Miranda in the Sutherland Shire of Sydney, Across the bridge there is the great Hurstville Oval. Wonderful, wonderful historic ground where Don Bradman played a year or so of grade cricket. And many, many, many first-class state and Australian players went on to play from that wonderful club. But Harry Brook, just getting back to England and New Zealand, Harry Brook, one of the young guns of world cricket right now, really coming through in the last year or two. What's your thoughts, guys, on Harry Brook? Is he a future England captain? Comment below, guys. Ben Stokes can't be around forever. So we do need some younger guys coming through for the English, the ECB, as it were. Let's have a look at some of these comments here, Steve. Jaiswal scoring another 100, yeah, mate, I believe so. I think he'll come out now and really attack as India are in such a strong position early on. I think he'll see off Stark early for an over or two. And I believe he's going to attack Cummins and look for that early change of Boland and then move his feet down the crease of Boland and try to take Boland out of the attack as well. And if he can get through the first 15 overs against these guys with a change to a bowling, I believe Jaiswal on his way to another big score, if not another quick 60 or 80 or 100. India, Rohit Sharma looking to bat at 5 or 6 today. I mean, so if he's talking at 6, then we're talking the keeper at 5. So that's what we're looking at here. So Rohit's just going to ease himself back in, and we're going to have the keeper, who's Richard Pant, who's absolutely killing everyone at number 5. Worldwide cricket again. So it's going to be Gill at 3, Pant at 5, and Sharma at 6. This is going to be a tough day's cricket for the Australian Test team. Are Australia coming to the end of their run here as one of Australia's better Test teams, ranking all-time, up in the top echelon? How are they ranking now? Because we've got a lot of old guys. What's going to happen in the second innings of this Test when Uzi comes out to face a rampant Bumrah on fire for the Indians, best Test bowler in the world right now? Usman really needs to get some runs before I believe his Test career may be over in a very lower fashion than what he was hoping. So here's the Test teams here. Khawaja, of course, the team I named before, India, Jaiswal, Rahul, Gill, Kohli, Pant, Sharma, Reddy staying in, Ashwin, Rana. So Rana stays on, Bumrah and Siraj. Tough team, India. Thanks, guys, for everyone for joining live. Thanks for the thumbs up. Let's give a thumbs up and some comments, guys, down below. Jaiswal's got a few more options and a few more chances than you, Stevie, I reckon, or me as well. I'll be playing in the vision impaired team soon after my eye surgeries this year. So anyway, neither of us have got much chance at this stage of our lives, old fella. Crowd looking good. 2 sold-out days, supposedly, here at the Adelaide Oval. So the first 2 days, first day and second day sold out. Maximum capacity of just under 30, 39, 40, 41,000, there or thereabouts. So 40,000 attendance here for the first 2 days. Doesn't look quite full at the moment. Probably about 20 to 25,000. Really nice crowd building up. It's going to be a picture tonight. Oh, Adelaide Oval, the most picturesque ground in the world as a first-class ground. As I said, I mentioned the great Hurstville Oval in Sydney South at Hurstville, probably the most picturesque public first-grade ground. Used to be a first-class ground, second-class ground now. They do play some first-class games there, but the most picturesque local ground, as we call it in Australia, besides maybe Bowral Oval, where the great Don came from. But Adelaide Oval, picturesque ground tonight against that backdrop of a sunset, pink ball, lights on, slightly green pitch, lovely ground, outfield as usual, lovely work by the curators here, the head curator and the curators here at Oval again. The Adelaide Oval has been curated absolutely wonderfully for literally 40 years, the whole 40 odd years of cricket that I've been watching. International cricket, the Adelaide Oval looked a picture, an absolute picture. To put it as Donald Trump, picture. It's a picture. It really is. It's a picture. Don't know where I went there. It wasn't even a good impersonation, but it's a picture. Got to do the hands. So let's just hope the rain stays away from the Adelaide Oval tonight. Yeah, nice crowd building up. Really nice crowd. 25,000 there right now. Just the upper decks to be filled. All the lower decks quite full right now. And we have Ricky Ponting and I believe it's Harbhajan Singh bringing the trophy out to Adelaide Oval from the outside of the field to the centre for, Harbhajan and two great adversaries of world cricket. The Indian-Australian competition over the last years has ramped up to unbelievable proportions. And Harbhajan Singh out there, one of the great all-time off-spin bowlers, one of India's all-time great offies, and a real talker, real competitor out there with Ricky Ponting to bring that trophy out for the start of the test before the two teams now making their way up for the national anthems and play, looking to get away probably just a minute or two after time, probably 2 or 3 minutes after 3 p.m. here, Eastern Standard Time, Adelaide time in the Australian Eastern Standard. Well, it's Eastern Standard Time here in Sydney. I believe it might be 1 p.m. in Adelaide time, ADT. So here we go, national anthems just about to start. Lovely crowd starting. Crowd looking fantastic. Absolutely picturesque ground and looking fantastic here. Let's just jump back while these wonderful Australian and Indian national anthems are being played across the stadium here at Adelaide Oval. Historic ground. Been around for well over 120 odd years. Wonderful ground. Just historic ground. All the greats have played there. Let's jump back over to Wellington. Jump over to the live commentary here at Talk Sports Cricket. And they're just talking about Glenn Phillips now. Really great all-round cricketer, Glenn Phillips from New Zealand. Did anyone see that catch from Glenn Phillips in the Gully Point region during the first test? One of the all-time great catches of all time. No one said there's hardly been a greater catch. Glenn Phillips, what an athlete. Great ball. Little in-swing, outswing bowler, can bowl a little bit of offie, a bit of outswing, a little bit of leg spin, and really a hard hitter. Can play anywhere between 2020 all the way to Test cricket. Glenn Phillips. Thumbs up and a beers up to the great Glenn Phillips from New Zealand. So England 280 all out, 55th over. Late on day 3 here in Wellington. It's New Zealand 1 for 18. So at the end of the 7th over, 1 for 18, 7 overs down. Conway gone. Williamson at the crease with Latham. So ex-captain Kane Williamson at the crease right now on nothing at the moment. Hasn't got off the mark, but New Zealand 1 for 18 after 7 overs, live from Wellington. Let's double check that weather. A little double check on the weather from getting back to the Australian-India test at Adelaide. So 3 p.m. in Adelaide. Still 3% precipitation possibility. Really not much rain thereabouts. Only chance is going to be a quick thunderstorm or a lightning strike or a lightning storm. Looks like it's going to be all good, but again, dropping right down to about 22 degrees by the end of play. So it's going to be tough going there at about 11 o'clock in that last half an hour of play tonight. at Adelaide. So tough test match here. And just waiting, still it's 2:57 here, Sydney time, Eastern Standard Time. 2:58 just clicked over. Just waiting for the anthems to be sung. Still waiting for the welcome to land. Welcome to land thing that we go on with here in Australia. That's over. So now we're on with the cricket and the actual national anthems of their actual nations. Thank you. India first. Let's hear their national anthem. Thank you. Welcome to the land. Welcome to the land, eh? That will be for another time, that conversation. Welcome to the land, everybody. The land I was born in. I'm welcome to my own land. Pretty funny stuff. Anyway, New Zealand, 7 into the 8th over, 1 for 26. Just cut a couple of balls to the boundary there. New Zealand, and now we have a New Zealand 1 for 26. England 280 all out, and New Zealand 1 for 26 in the 8th over. And the Indian national anthem, just jumping back to the Australia Indian game, test match kicking off here, Australian anthem just about to go live from the Adelaide Oval. We don't know who's singing this lady. Stephanie Cole, young lady from Adelaide. Stephanie Cole singing the national anthem for Australia here as the second test match in Adelaide. India up 1-0 in the series. Australia looking to bounce back in the second test, and nearly a full house here at Adelaide Oval. About 25,000 in there at the moment. It's going to be an absolute fantastic test match tonight. Pink ball test match. Should be wonderful. The most picturesque ground in the whole of the world. Cricket ground, absolutely beautiful ground. And there's our captain, Pat Cummins, leading the way with the national anthem for Australia. And we're just about to get underway. And it's a nearly full house here, 25,000 here in Adelaide. The crowd cheering for Australia's national anthem just ended, and India are about to come out and bat in the first innings in the second test. Again, look at the crowd building up here. Absolutely packed down in the bottom terrace there, the chapel stand. And they're going to ring the bell there in Adelaide. Old tradition dating right back, taking after the Lord's tradition. They're going to ring the bell as the start of the test match gets underway. Wonderful tradition here at Adelaide Oval, and this is going to be a wonderful test match. And Australia looking to bounce back. Scott Boland brought into the team to replace the injured Josh Hazlewood. And the Australian team just gathering around now. Cummins getting them into a circle there and having a chat as the Indian batsmen just walk back over to the outside of the ground and get themselves ready for this first ball. And it's going to be the young gun, Jaiswal and KL Rahul opening for India here against Mitch Stark. And Pat Cummins, I believe, will open the bowling. And the crowd building up. Hot day there in India. Very weather to Sydney here, about 31, 32 degrees, very hot, overcast conditions. Wonderful day for cricket. Going to be a real tough test here for the Australians. They can get out there and take a few early wickets. Trying to take this young gun out, Jaiswal, this is probably the youngest player in the world of cricket batting right now, besides Harry Brook of England. Jaiswal, absolute gun, breaking all sorts of records early on. And it's KL Rahul and Jaiswal to open the batting. Green top here in Adelaide. There's going to be some movement early on. A lot of overcast conditions again. The lights will come on in about 4 hours, around 6 o'clock at night there at Adelaide. The lights will be on. Pink ball test. Big game here for the Australians. Can they pop back Can they fight back against India? 1-0 down on home soil. Looks like Jaiswal to take the first ball here against Mitch Stark. Yep, so Jaiswal facing up first. Oh, it looks like there's a lot of grass and quite a few cracks coming up early in this pitch. If this test can get to the 4th or the 5th day, there could be quite a lot of cracks opening up for the spin bowlers late on the 4th and 5th day, which will really not going to help anyone. And so you've got the two great spinners in Ashwin for India and Gary Lyon for the Australians as the spin bowlers. And here is Mitch Stark about to come in for the first ball. Second test here. Black armbands on today, Steve. I think that's for Ian Redpath. So here he is, Stark coming in, first ball. Oh, he's nearly straight in front. He's got him first ball. Stark's got him LBW on the first ball of the test. Jaiswal gone, and that is out. First ball. Unbelievable scenes here at Adelaide. Mitch Stark, full one. Swinging in, it does look like it's got him right in line, but possibly swinging out. Jaiswal's walked, and it's 1 for none. India, the first ball of the test, unbelievable here at Adelaide Oval again. Mitch Stark, he's done it again on his first ball. How many times has he done this? First ball, pitching just, I tell you what, that's pitching just outside leg and maybe nearly not even hitting leg. Jaiswal's walked, not even calling for the referral. India, no, he's pitched him. He's pitched middle leg. It's pitched a little bit out and cut to the leg, and he's out. And it's India, the young legend of Indian cricket, 1 for none. India 1 for none. First ball here in Adelaide. The great legend, fast bowler of Australian Test cricket. Mitch Stark, he's got the best record in world cricket for pink ball tests. Here he comes in his first ball, and he's taken out the young fella. And now Shubman Gill, unbelievable stuff. Another young gun of Indian cricket. Shubman Gill, he's just had a fractured thumb, didn't play the first test. Here he is, didn't play the first test. He's going to walk in, another absolute gun of world cricket. And he's going to be on 1 for none India, and Stark's coming in 1 for none. This is unbelievable stuff here at Adelaide. Australia, here we go. We've got 3 slips in, a wide 5th slip. Stark's going to come around the wicket. Stark's going to come around the wicket to Gill. Didn't play the first test again. This guy's an absolute class act. Shubman Gill, class act, but he's just had a fractured thumb coming into this test. How is he going to cope with Mitch Stark? Here he comes for a second ball, Australia. India 1 for none. Oh, straight on line again. He'll just push that one out through mid-on. Oh, the ball's swinging around. A lot of overcast conditions there. Now he's actually over the wicket, Stark, not around the window. Look at this one. Straight on line to Jaiswal. First ball of the test match. The umpire puts the finger up. Jaiswal's gone. He had a little chat there to KL Rahul, middle of the pitch. Should we go upstairs for this one? The veteran, Mitch Stark, unbelievable bowler. First ball of the test match. Here they go, Australia. Third ball coming in now to Gill. Oh, the ball's moving around. She's hooping around. Big club from Steve Smith there at first slip. The ball's hooping around. Let's have a look at that wicket again. Jaiswal really pitched just on leg stump, hooping back in to off stump, and then cut off the pitch back to leg stump. The ball's moving around. First ball. Unbelievable stuff here. India 1 for none. Jaiswal just walks, doesn't even look. Full house building up here at Adelaide. Here's Stark again. Oh, Oh, nice shot. Look at that one from Shubman Gill. Look at this class from the young fella. Third ball. Hasn't played. He's got a broken thumb. Comes in and cuts 140 kilometre an hour ball and just puts it at the boundary. Look at that shot off the back foot. It doesn't even bother him. Super classy player, this fella. Look at that. Bit of an edge there, but look at that all on the ground. No hope for Australia to catch that one. India off the mark. India 1 for 4. What a test this is going to be. Look at the crowd building up. Just the top level there in the top stand there at Adelaide to fill up. People piling in. Full ball from Stark. A look at Gill. Straight down the ground for an off drive. Looks like it's going to be 4 more. He's going to cut off 4 more. Well, look at the crowd. Look at those flags from India. Gill, 2 balls in a row, 2 boundaries off the back foot. Beautiful off drive. All the way along the ground. This guy hasn't played for 3 weeks. Got a broken thumb. Comes in, first 2 balls. Unbelievable. The ball cutting back to. Playing away from his pads, though. Playing quite outside his pads there. Looking for it. Could be an edge there if there's a bit of pace for Stark, but straight down the ground. And Gill, 8 runs, 4 balls. This guy's it's tough to beat. He's last ball, the first over. And cuts back. So that's the first. What a first over here in Adelaide. Wicket, first ball, 2 boundaries to Shubman Gill. It's India. First over, India 1 for 8. What an over. Stark. First ball of the test. Takes the wicket. Takes the young fella. 1 for none, India. He walks. Then the great Shubman Gill, another future Indian legend, coming into the wicket crease at first drop. And he's taking 2 boundaries off Stark in the first over. It's 1 for 8. Unbelievable start in this test match. People piling in. Hot day. Look at the crowd. People, everyone's got a hat on. It's a hot day in Adelaide. Now the captain. Here he is. Josh Hazlewood out with a side strain, and the captain, Pat Cummins, has got to open the bowling now. He hasn't opened the bowling. Hasn't opened the bowling for about a year or 2 or 3 now. The big pressure on Captain Pat. A lot of pressure on him. A lot of people around Australian cricket want him dropped as Australian captain. Here he is now. He's going to open the bowling for Australia. His pressure's on him. India 1-0 in the series. Here comes Captain Pat on his first ball to KL Rahul. Nice ball straight on line there. Bit of movement. Bit of an edge down to Gully there at Labuschagne. Yeah, too much pressure. Too much commentary on. Very unfair commentary on Pat Cummins, I believe. Captain for the last year or 2, 3 years, thrown in the job 2 or 3 years ago. He's done an amazing job. Only lost 1 test here to India, an amazing Indian team. So some of the criticism is quite unfair. And we think Pat should do a good job in this test here. Here goes the second ball. Straight on the mark again. Labuschagne diving around in the gully. Nice defence from KL Rahul. Looks solid as a rock, KL Rahul. In the first test, opening the batting in Indian colours for the first time in a year or 2, replacing Captain Rohit Sharma out for the birth of his second baby, and arriving back from India and Australia late last week, and Captain Rohit joining the team again. And instead of opening, he's going to be dropping down to 5 or 6. This just makes the Indian batting lineup unbelievable. All the way down to 5 or 6. You've got one of the best batters in the world. KL Rahul looks solid as a rock here, as he did in the first test. Pat Cummins in again for his third delivery. And that one's cut back and straight through Rahul. Bit of bounce there. Extra bounce coming straight through KL Rahul's defence there. That one's cut right back off the pitch. Straight. Oh, no, it hasn't cut through him. No, Rahul's let it go. Good defense there again from KL Raul. Well, bit of bounce there. Good start for Cummins. Still the people pouring into Adelaide Oval. It's going to be packed by tonight. Absolutely great crowd. Here we are. Cummins again. Straight on, middle and off. Nice bowling from Pat Cummins early on. Again, bowling nice and straight, but he's bowling at only about 136 to 138 Ks. That's that Glenn McGrath type of pace, line and length. Is it going to bother the Indian batsman on this pitch where there's quite a bit of green on the pitch and not as much bounce early on in this first day? The litmus test for the Indians should be when Scott Boland comes on for the first change in the next 10 or 15 minutes. When he comes on, that should be interesting. He's coming in again for the fifth ball, the over. Well bowled again. Yeah, dug that one a little bit deeper there, Pat. And just put it straight over, middle and off, right at KL Rahul's heart there. Well played. Again, Rahul looking solid as a rock here. Defense. 5-dot balls here, though, for Pat Cummins. A little bit of wind by the looks of it coming over Pat Cummins' right shoulder, right to left for the outswinger there. So Stark will be coming into the wind and against it. So that should probably suit both bowlers at this stage. And we'll bowl another ball just outside off stump. Not much bounce there, just getting through about knee height there to the keeper Carey. And that's the end of the second over. Nice first over from Pat Cummins. It's a maiden. So India, after 2 overs, India 1 for 8. So good tight over there from Pat Cummins. Maiden from the captain first up. 1 for 8. India, what an interesting start to the test. You're always going to have an interesting start to the test match when Mitch Stark opens the bowling for Australia in a test or a one-dayer. And here he comes now. First ball, second over, Mitch Stark steaming in. It's a bit of a wider one, but it's definitely hooping back in this ball, hitting the pitch, and there's a 4 to 6 inches of swing and hoop there. Ball coming back in. Quite wider delivery, that one from Stark, but movement early on for the Australians. Steve Taboni, comment down below. Yeah, how many times has Stark? Yeah, exactly. This is what I'm saying. Opening World Cup finals, Ashes first game. Stark does it well. Here he is for the second ball. Again, swings it in. Nice delivery, bit fuller. Shubman Gill just on strike there, just pushing that one through cover there for 2 runs there. Nice shot from Gill. Again, Stark coming into the wind here, going across with his left arm. Again, Shubman Gill looking fantastic with that. Just an understated cover drive there, pushing through the onside of the open spot there, getting through for 2 runs as Pat Cummins retrieves the ball. So India 1 for 10 at the moment. And here comes Stark. Oof. And that one hoops. Beautiful delivery, that one. Shake of the head from Gill. Little show to the bowler, yes. That was a beautiful delivery, that one. Pitched, spun, moved, beat him all ends up. Beat him all ends up there. Gill beat him by about 3 to 4 inches there. No foot movement from Gill there, though. Needs to move his feet. It's probably one of the criticisms of Gill in his early career is he doesn't move the feet as much as he possibly could to the fast bowlers. Here comes Stark again. India 1 for 10, Gill on 10. Stark, another wider one, just hooping away, quite wide. Taken out wide by Carey out near the first slip. Usman Khawaja at first slip. And India 1 for 10 in the third over. So a lot of question marks about Usman Khawaja's spot after this test series. Will he retire? Will he score? Will he not score? Will he stay on? He needs to score runs to stay on. I've got a feeling he may retire after this series. Would not be great for Australian cricket. I think we need to get the young guys in there earlier before he retires. But for him as a mentor, question marks remain. Stark in for the fifth ball of the over to Gill. Another wide one. Ooh, really takes off the pitch, that one. Carey taking that one high up over the right, over his left side there. Really took off that one. Not taking off the pitch so much, but it's taking off after it's bounced. After the bounce off the pitch, it really is going up. So maybe get this ball a bit shorter, right on middle and leg at the heart there for Stark is what he's probably looking for. Probably Australia could do with a silly mid-on right now just to attack Gill and put some pressure on him right now. No attacking field here from Pat Cummins. Another criticism of his captaincy. He's not attacking enough. Needs to attack more. And again, Stark looking for the wide one that swings away. And that's the end of the third over. India, after 3 overs, 1 for 10. So, some very dubious captaincy again from Pat Cummins. We're early in a second test match. We're down 1-0. We've got an early wicket. Gill's just come out and whacked a couple of fours. Surely we need to put an attacking field in at mid-wicket, leg slip, maybe a short mid-on right there. So the ball is taking off, even though it's hitting through. Can we apply some pressure from Stark to put some bouncer pressure on Gill right here at the heart and looking to fend one off at silly mid-on or leg slip? Not attacking captaincy again from Pat as he comes in for his second over. Again, he's bowling at 136, but he's not getting any bounce at all, Pat Cummins. Ball coming through at leg, knee height, no bounce off the pitch. Yeah, not looking good for Australia at this stage. I think we really need to get the tall release from the 6'3" bowler of Scott Boland in. Not only is he he is as tall as these guys, but he's got a higher release point than Cummins, and he will probably get a little bit more movement off the pitch because he bangs in it a bit harder than Pat at this stage. And in comes Pat for the second delivery. Running in hard, and that one, absolute peach of a delivery. Nearly thought that got the edge there. That was a leg cutter. Malcolm Marshall style. Good bounce off the pitch. Let's have a look. He's brought it straight on. It's a leg cutter, absolutely off the pitch. Seam off the pitch, beautifully away to first slip. KL Rahul, again, absolute beautiful defense, playing inside his body defense. He's not playing outside his body for an edge. He's playing inside. And again, looks like it's an edge, but he's playing inside his body, very circumspect. KL Rahul, great defense. Here's Cummins again. This one cutting back. So good bowling from Pat Cummins. A bit wider and a bit shorter. Getting him to look to Rahul to play. But again, Rahul just letting the ball go and the ball cutting back. Way above the stumps. Really up around his waist height this time. Well bowled Pat Cummins. But again, KL Rahul. And again, doing what he did in the first test. KL Rahul at the moment, no runs off 9 deliveries. Didn't look like he was in any trouble in the first test. Did the exact same thing. And batted beautifully all the way through. And here's Pat Cummins coming in for the next ball in the over. Fourth ball in the over. Nice straight one. Just on middle and off. Top of off stump. Again, that's where he should be bowling, Pat Cummins, because he can get that variation off the pitch coming back left and right. It looks like he's overstepped there, and that's a no ball. Just looking at the Fox Halo, which is a 360 degrees camera. Yep, Pat Cummins looking like, has he stepped over there? I believe he's so. He's scratched his head. No ball, but he's not happy, Pat. He's second over. He's not happy. Not good. His body language right now, not looking great for Australia. We need some positive body language out there as a captain for Australia going into this crucial second test. Here's Pat. Pitches that one up. That's the line we should be bowling, right up there. In the driving range, pitch it up, and there's a bit of movement there. Rahul playing off the back foot, a little bit of an edge through to gully, but again, full of ball. So Australia really not looking good with their body language. A few commentators in Australia over the last week or so have talked about their body language on the field during that first test. A lot of criticism from the old boys, and I would have to agree. Taboni, Steve, Rahul doesn't look comfortable. He doesn't look comfortable when the ball's cutting off the pitch 8 inches like that last one, Steve. But generally, he's playing inside the line. He's not playing outside. He's outside the line. He's not fetching, so he's not going to get an edge. So he's not really bothered by it at the moment. They need to make him play. If they don't make him play, he's just going to play inside all day until they tire out. And then when they get a short or a full long pitch ball wide, that's when they cash in. So, yeah, smart player, KO Rahul, bro. I don't think he looks too bothered at all at the moment. They really need to take Shubman Gill out. They need to attack him now with some heart bowling, some short pitch bowling at the heart, coming over the wicket from Stark, and they need to bring a couple of catches in to make him feel uncomfortable. Australia at the moment just going through the same rigmarole as we did in the first test. Again, Pat Cummins bowling good line length, getting some really good balls coming up to chest and shoulder height off the pitch. Great bowling, but too wide of the pitch, not bowling straight enough and not getting enough cutback. Here's Stark. It's India still. Pat Cummins, 2 maidens. India 1 for 10. Cummins, 2 maidens, no wicket for no run after two overs. India 1 for 10. Into the 5th over now, and here comes Stark. He's about to come in for his 3rd over, a full pitch one here. So I think, again, Stark should be going full or short here. He needs to bowl fast at 140 short. He needs to be looking for a full pitch Yorker, swinging back into the right-hander. Got to get their tactics right out there, Pat Cummins. I can see him moving around some fielders. He's got to get the tactics right. Shubman Gill is a class batsman. We need to get the tactics right against him. He's stuck. Nice delivery, right. 140, just shortening 140, 140, 148. Okay, so he's got it right up there, 143. Starking's got Shubman Gill on the back foot there, playing a nice defensive stroke, just going across from leg to off, but a no ball from the referees, the umpires. So we've got a no ball there. Again, he's bowled a great ball. He's put Shubman Gill on the back foot, but he's bowled a no ball and given a run away. Releasing the pressure on the batsman. Stark, no ball. India, 1 for 11. Again, another full wide delivery from Stark. Just left by Gill. Not great seeing for a batsman out there. Quite overcast again. Not the greatest vision out there. Be a little bit of glare and quiet conditions at Adelaide Oval. And Gill, very smart cricketer, just letting the ball go through. Waiting for this pitch. Within an hour or two, when the green part of the pitch starts to dry off even further, the batting's going to be even easier and the pitch will become harder and it will be much easier to play off the back foot, which is one of Gill's strengths. Here comes Stark again for the 3rd ball in the 5th over. Nice delivery just on middle of leg though, swinging back in, playing it through the mid-wicket area, and Mitch Marsh makes a good diving take and stopping the ball out there for a single down to his mid-on region with his left hand. Black armbands out there for the Australian. Look at that wonderful view there, Adelaide Oval. Absolute picturesque right now. Camera coming down the race out to the the boundary edge there. Beautiful crowd, absolutely nearly full now. Probably about 30,000 in there at Adelaide Oval. Wonderful. And we'll get back to the reason why the Australians are wearing black armbands in just a few moments. And Stark comes in again. Another wide one. And that's put away by Gill. Just past, mid-off, all the way along the ground. Absolute textbook cover drive from Shubman Gill. Look at this shot from the swinging in, just out again. A lot of gap between bat and pad, but not a lot of foot movement, but just clearing it up, playing it right out of the middle. His front foot is right to the pitch of the ball, which is the main thing, even though he's playing outside his pad. And it just comes off the bat. 100 miles an hour, and that's 4 more for Gill. And that's a better delivery from Stark. Full of pitched, just outside off, and cutting away and taking off the pitch out to Kerr on the right side, up around his shoulder there. But look at the ball before. Full delivery. Again, no need for a footwork when you get your foot to the pitch of the ball like that. Foot is right there. Elbow, beautiful. Absolutely picturesque shot from Shubman Gill. 3 boundaries. India, 1 for 15. Shubman Gill, 14 of the 15, looking sublime again on his comeback. And here's Stark again. Slightly full this time, a little bit more circumspect from Gill there. A bit fuller, straight in the same spot, right in that cover drive spot for him to drive, but Gill just playing it a little bit more defensive that time, a bit of a quicker ball. And look at the Fox Halo replay for Shubman Gill with that cover drive, straight of cover, 140 Ks out of the hand from Stark. Just an absolutely fantastic drive down the ground. India, after 5 overs, 1 for 15. So India, 1 for 15 after the 5th over, just pushing along through Gill. Rahul, no runs off 12, very circumspect. Gill, 14 off 18, looking fantastic. And here comes Cummins. And he's pitched that one up again. He's looking quite dangerous again. Bowling at 135, 137 mark that time. Slightly fuller, slightly wide, about a stump or two's pitches outside of stumps. And he's definitely getting movement off the pitch. He's getting a little bit of movement in the air and a little bit of movement, a little bit off cut off the pitch. That one coming up to Cahill Rahul. The first time we've seen him play, not an unusual shot, but a defensive shot with the ball bouncing up, plays it back down to Labuschagne, that gully, and here comes Stark. Here comes Pat Cummins. Be quick at that one and just right into the rib cage area there. Well played by Rahul. Just patted down off his body. No run again. Pat Cummins bowling very economical at this stage. Dot balls all the way through and into his 3rd over. That's fantastic. 14 dot deliveries so far. Is bowling very well. Rahul just blocks that one down to his front pad. Again, not looking in a great deal of trouble. Rahul, he knows that when these guys get through their quickest part of their spell and they tire out within the next half an hour or so, batting becomes much, much easier, as well as the pitch drying out. So India 1 for 15, Cummins, 3rd delivery into Rahul, nice delivery, Fuller, way outside off stump, swinging in the air and swinging back to Carey for a high catch again, but Australia is not bowling enough balls in the right areas right now. Need to get more balls fuller and up on off stump, taking off stump. They need to get the ball fuller right up there. And I believe Boland, sitting back and watching this right now, he's probably going to get it on the right spots early on. I think I would predict Scott Boland comes in and takes a couple of wickets early on because he can see what this pitch is doing, and it's right up his alley. And here we go. Pat Cummins, 4th ball of the over. In again to Rahul, straight on the money. That one, it's a beauty. And that was middle and off full, right on off stump. Rahul actually played a defensive shot, but a really edgy shot that time. Straight again, straight down on the ground to Abhishek. But very, very dicey shot, that one. Big edges coming here. Rahul's starting to look a bit edgy as he's starting to fetch a little bit. Was playing inside the body, now starting to fetch outside off. And that crowd at Adelaide Oval building up again, still looking at about just under 30,000 here, nearly probably just over 30,000. And here comes Pat Cummins again, a fuller one, looking for the Yorker this time. Comments. Who is next in line after Lyon goes? Zampa. Steve, they're not even calling Zampa in for a game. So I think he's a one-day bowler. Agar, I think he'll be too old. I think you're looking at Rocky Acholi from Western Australia. He's an off spinner. He's tall and he's getting a lot of bounce. Rocky Acholi would probably be my next guy. And again, our fella from Victoria with the glasses, Todd Murphy, them two would have to be the next two, I'd say. And that is the end of the over. 3 maidens in a row. So Pat Cummins, decent bowling, very tight. None for none, 3 maidens. Like people would say, it's fantastic. India 1 for 15 off 6 overs. 1 no ball from Stark. 3 boundaries from Gill. 1 wicket, Jace all out early. Not liking the bowling from Cummins. Maidens are great, but we need to be straighter. We need to bowl a bit more firier. So if he doesn't get a wicket or start bowling straighter and a bit quicker in the next over or two, he needs to get himself off and bring Boland on from his end. Or bring Boland on now from Stark's end and switch Stark around so Stark can come downwind because he's bowling into the wind right now. So India hanging in there, looking good. KL Rahul up and down, looking really good early on. Just starting to get a little bit edgy now, but Cummins has bowled 3 very decent overs, but not attacking enough. And here comes Stark. 7th over, 1 for 15 India. Stark into, again, and this is what I talk about with Gill, no foot movement there. He's played a wide full ball and he's looked to cut with no foot movement, played over let's have a look at the replay here. Quite wide. He's just played underneath it, swiping away through the cover and point region for a cut shot. Missed it all, ends up. No footwork for Gill. That is his greatest knock and criticism, I believe. Great player, but you need to either leave that one or move the foot in a front fashion or off the back foot to that one. Back foot cut, that's 4. There we go. Fuller ball from Stark, just outside off and well left by Gill. And Stark bowling that one right up around 141. Well bowled, good movement, good speed there from Mitch Stark. Commentators on Foxtel, Isha Gua, Mark Waugh, Brett Lee. Not listening to their commentary, of course, but Mark Waugh with these funny little quips, and Brett Lee very knowledgeable about fast bowling, so great time to have him on talking about the Australian quicks. And Starks pitch that one, Fuller swinging back. Gill looking to play that off the leg side through the onside. A la Mark Waugh, as we're talking about Mark. Just wrapping him on the top of the pads there. Quite a bit of movement there from Stark. Again, pitching on middle and off and coming back to middle leg, probably going over the top of the stumps there, even though he's pitched it up. Well, it might have took the top of his leg side bail, Gill, and half an appeal there for Stark. Stark coming again for his 4th delivery. Wide one. Gill plays that with no footwork again, but gets a heavy edge, and that goes through the vacant 2nd or 3rd gully region. Well, not much. Stepped into it very late there. A bit of a quicker one from Stark. Very full, swinging back in again. Quite full in the driving range, but He's played that full all the way through that gully region, wide open region there for Australia from point to right round the gully. There's a 3 or 4 man gap there, and he's played that quite through. But very edgy. But it's 4 runs again for Gill. And India go to 1 for 19. Gill. 4 boundaries. And a couple of singles. So Gill, or 2, yeah, 4 boundaries and a 2 for Gill. India 1 for 19. Rahul still on 0 off 18, playing a great anchor role at the other end. And Pat Cummins is changing, being reactive as opposed to, see, I don't like this captaincy from Pat Cummins. Brings in someone now into that spot where the balls just went through. We don't do that as captains. We just don't. You're reacting to what happened the ball before. Shubman Gill's not going to play that ball again. If he sees that ball outside off, he's not going to play that ball. He's going to let it go. So now the captain, Pat Cummins, is being reactive to a ball that's went through a region where he didn't have fielders because he wasn't smart enough to have a double gully or a double point in there. He should have 2 points in there, 2 gullies. With the way that Stark bowls and swings the ball and moves the ball wide of a right-hander, why are you not having 2 points or 2 gullies in there? It's horrible captaincy from Pat Cummins. Reactive captaincy comes in and brings a player in after the ball's already gone through. Stark again. See, there we go. Stark again bowls the same delivery. What does Shubman Gill do? He lets it go. He's going to not play that ball now. He's going to wait for the ball to be full on leg side. He's going to play it through the leg side and be smarter than the Australian captain. Bad captaincy from Pat Cummins again. Criticism is starting to become absolutely just. His captaincy is just not there. It's just not up to it. He needs to speak to another player on the field like Carey. Carey is the keeper. He should be speaking to Carey more. He's making his own decisions on bowlers, on left-hand bowlers, and he's not putting the right fielders in. Here we go. Stark's last over. He's bowling them wide. He bowls one straight. We're looking at the replay. Bowls one wide. Where's the fielders in the correct positions? You can't be a reactive captain, Pat Cummins. So now, here he is now. He's reacting again. He's going to bring on, after he's just bowled three maidens himself, he's now going to bring on, he's bowled 3 maidens, Pat Cummins. Now he's going to bring on Scott Boland. Now, Scott Boland's our gem he's our gem here in our deck of cards. He could come out here and take 3 or 4 wickets in no time whatsoever. But again, Captain Pat reacting to edges that are coming off the pitch, which if he'd stayed strong for another over or 2, Pat Cummins would have got these edges. I would have swapped them 2 around. Now, Boland's coming in for his first ball. And let's see how he goes. First ball. And he's got the first ball. Scott Boland. Okay, so I'm wrong. Pat Cummins, great captaincy. Scott Boland, first ball, comes in and gets an edge on his first ball. There you go. I'm not right. Pat Cummins, Captain Pat, you're right. No, he's called a no ball. Hold on. What's going on here? He's called a no ball. Hold on. Yeah, there's something's going on here. He's called a no ball. It's a no ball. So I'm right. Pat Cummins, you're wrong. First ball, Scott Boland gets the edge off KL Roll, who has not edged a ball all day, edged the first ball, but no ball. No ball. Scott Boland, you've overstepped the first ball. Australia in tatters here against India. Australia in tatters. Big edge off the top of the edge for huge edge for KL Rahul. And no ball. No wicket. He survives. Unbelievable scenes here at the Adelaide Oval. Oh, look at that ball from Boland. Comes back in next ball. Fuller. And the ball swung back about 5 foot to Carey at keeper. Well, bit of a wry smile there from Scott Boland, having a chat to the referee, the umpire there. That second ball, Fuller, way outside off and cuts back about 6 foot. And there's some, looking at the snicko here, there's some conjecture whether that first ball would have even been out. He's been given out by the umpire, but there was no snicko there. And here comes Boland for his third delivery. Full, 2 full, on the leg side. KL Rahul, his first. There you go. So Cahill Rahul, his first scoring shot for the day. We've been playing now for how long? We've been playing for 40 minutes of play. Rahul, his first scoring shot. 2 runs off 21 balls. 2 full, 2 wide, swinging down leg side. Boland, 2 full to Rahul. Rahul off the mark. India, 1 for 22. A lot of movement here for Boland, though. If he can get in the right spot, get him the right length, there's a lot of movement. Here he comes. Boland, nice pace there, right on middle and off. Rahul just plays a straight ball back. 139. 139. Boland off a good length and a good height coming through to Rahul's chest there. India 1 for 22 in the 8th over. Thoughts on Australia 8, Australia to Australia 8, Stevie? Yeah, loved it. It was only 2 seasons though, one season, wasn't it? They should do it next year. Help our depth for next season. Here's Boland. Boland comes in again, right over middle and off. But yeah, Australia 8 versus Australia was a fantastic concept. They had the best 13, 26 Australian players going up against each other in one day, as packed houses, and we've had McGrath. McGrath gave Hayden a bouncer, Hayden a bouncer and hit him in the head. So they were competitive. And that's only going to make the next lot that comes through for Australia much better and stronger, which is what we don't have now. And that's why we had the Langers and the Haydens and the Lees and all these guys coming through stronger back in the day, because we had an Australia A and a competition. And there's Boland, put one through, took a huge edge. And Rahul's got a huge edge, and Usman Khawaja, the old man, Uzi, he's missed a hard catch here. It's a tough catch. Uzi went to his right hand, diving away. The 38-year-old, he hasn't got the hand in the right place at the right time. Boland in his 4th ball, he's got the edge off Rahul, and there it is. And Usman Khawaja just too slow to react there. The first slip, it's taken on the top of the thumb, and he hasn't taken it. It's a tough catch, but he's gone down. India could have been 2 for 23. Here comes Boland again. Beautiful delivery, straight on off stump, and Shubman Gill. Oh, that was Gill. So it was Shubman Gill on strike. Gill could have been gone. The danger man. They're going to show the replay of that. That's the end of the over. Great over from Boland. They're going to show the replays here of that one. That's Gill. Yep, it was Shubman Gill. Could have been caught. The danger man, a beautiful delivery, right on middle and off, cut away. Tough catch for Usman Khawaja, but it's a catch that should have been taken. Low down, taking low down at his right-hand side, about ankle height. He's got 2 hands to it, but only the right hand's coming away off the top of the thumb. And it's went down. And Boland just quickly went off after this over for some reason. So he's going to need to get back on before this next over, or he won't be able to bowl. So he just went off and ran off. Might be something wrong with his... Looks like he's got his shoes in his hand. He's fixing those ones up. Something wrong with his sprigs there, and got the wrong something on it, wrong shoes on, or something's going on there with Scott Boland. Great delivery, beautiful edge, full straight through to Rahul, and just Usman Khawaja too late, taking it behind his body, way too late. Very hard catch, no doubt about it. Nearly coming in front of the first slip there on the left-hand side. Could have almost been a first slip catch, but left slip didn't get in the way, which was Steve Smith, and left of Uzi, but it's gone down. Australia with a catch down. It's 1 for 23 after 8. Again, Stark's coming in. Yeah, Usman Khawaja does have his bottom right hand taped up there. He might have copped a hit in the nets during the week, during practice. He's obviously favouring that right hand. To go and catch that ball down low with all that padding on his hands. doesn't look good to me. If we're looking at the replays here at Foxtel, he's got a bunch of tape on the bottom of both of his bottom fingers here. He may have copped some hits off Starkey or Cummins in the training during the week. Trying to catch a ball with all that much padding with 2 fingers, very tough task. Big letdown for Australia there. Big letdown for the Aussies. Australia 1 for 20. India 1 for 23. Should have been 2 for 23 in the 9th over. Rahul back on strike again. Gill 18 off 25. Nice run rate for Gill, and he could have been gone in the last over to Boland. Boland getting a lot of movement, a lot of lift off the ground. I'd be looking over for him to get a wicket or 2 in the next over or so. Here comes Stark again into his 5th over now. On to Rahul again. India 1 for 23. Full of 1. Rahul's flayed at that one. That's gone way over the top of the slips, over the top of gully, and that's smashed away to the boundary for 4. So great shot. 2 full, 2 wide for Stark there. And Rahul again, just biding his time. 2 runs off 22 now, full of 1, wider, giving it everything he's got through that cover point region, way over the top of point. That's gone for 4. Easy boundary for KL Rahul. Great shot, that one. Way over the top. It looks like he's got a bit of the bats actually peeled off there in the replay. Does he even have a new batty? Yes, he has. One of the sides has come off the side of his batty. There's going to be a bat replacement by the looks of it for KL Rahul. But no, might have been the sticker, I believe. Huge 4. Stark not happy. Fuller and wider again and a bit quicker. 142.7. A bit quicker, that one for Stark, but full and wide. We need the ball full and straight, Mitch. So let's have a look at that replay. What's come off the bat there? It looks like there's a sticker of Rahul. Beautiful shot. And you're looking to go over. Yep, something's come off the bat there. It looks like a bit of wood, but it may just well be sticker. And he hasn't even noticed it. No, he's picked it up here on the next ball. It's a sticker off the back of the bat. I believe he's just thrown it out onto the ground there at silly mid-on. Rahul not bothered at all by his bat. He's just going to stay on. Smart, first-class test cricketer. Nice ball from Stark. Just about the first bouncer today. Where are the bouncers from Australia? We're in the 9th over. I think that's the first bouncer we've had today. There's not one bouncer we've bowled. They bowled one, I think Stark bowled one half up at the heart. That's the first one that's at head height coming in on middle and off. So we haven't had a bouncer all day from Australia. Where's the bouncers from Australia? We've got to be intimidating. We're going to take some wickets. We're not going to bowl them full. We're going to bowl them wide, but we're not going to bowl bouncers either. Techniques from Australia. Tactics, horrible. Here comes Stark. Last ball of his 5th over. India, 1 for 27. Fuller to KL Rahul. Just pushes that through. An open, vacant mid-onside again. Through the covers, back for 2 more runs. India easily pushing themselves to 1 for 29. So here comes Boland back in after that over off. I believe the rule is he has that over off. He can't bowl for an over. So I'm not sure if the international test rules have changed, but he's had an over off to fix up his shoes and he's coming back on now. So I don't believe he can bowl this over. He needs to bowl the next over or wait for the over after. Unless I'm wrong. Anyone comment below if anyone's got the rules on that one. So here comes Boland. Is he allowed to come straight back on to bowl? So here comes India anyway. So India looking good. 1 for 29. 1 for 29 after 9 overs. Here comes Boland back in. So he is allowed to come in on the second over. He's allowed to have 1 over off and come straight back on. In Test cricket, that seems to be the rules. And here we go. It's Boland into Gill. Straight on the line. Straight on middle and off. Gill, too strong. Plays it straight back down the line. Not an issue at all. And we've got Virat Kohli there in the stands, the hero of Indian cricket, Virat Kohli. Virat Kohli coming in next at 4. Then we're going to have Pant at 5, Sharma at 6. This is going to be a long day for Australia. So there's a great Corley. There he is, the great man. It's a wide one from Boland there. 1 for 29. India 1 for 29 off 9.2 overs here. There's Virat Kohli, scheduled to come in next, 100 in the last test. His first 100 in over nearly 3 years of cricket, only averaging just under 30, just over 30, 29 for the last year or two. Last 3 years, Virat, sitting there with the Jaiswal, having a chat. Jaiswal just having a sip of water and watching the proceedings from the stands there. So Boland again, in he comes, 2 wide. 3 pitches of stumps wide of off stump. 2 wide for us. They're just bowling 2 wide. 2 wide Australia. Let's have a look at what's going on in England and New Zealand. So we've got a wicket here in New Zealand. New Zealand in the 18th over, 2 for 64. So New Zealand 2 for 64, chasing England's first inning score of 280. Kane Williamson on 29, not out, and Rachin Ravindra on 3, not out for New Zealand. So England leading the first, won the first test, leading the series there. And the second test here at Wellington, England out earlier today for 280, and New Zealand now 2 for 64. So back to Australia, back to the Adelaide Oval. India 1 for 30 in the 10th over. A couple of dot balls here from Boland, but bowling 2 wide, Boland. Here he comes now in the 5th, for his 5th ball coming up. Gill, 19. Rahul moved his way to 9. Slowly working the way. Here comes Boland. And that one's much straighter and cut back and pitching outside off, cutting back over the top of leg stump. Way too high, but possible LBW call. It's inside edge there, so he's got the inside edge from KL Rahul on the replay there. Big inside edge from KL Rahul. But that's the place they need to be bowling it, is Boland needs to be pitching the ball up on middle and off stump. So here we go. Quite a few lines down the middle of the pitch there in Adelaide. Rolling marks all the way down the line of the pitch there with a close-up. And here comes Boland, the last ball of this over. And again, just short of the length, outside off. And it's a dot ball, and that's the end of the over. So Boland, 1 for 30 India. 10 overs down. 3 runs and over. 3.0 runs and over for India. So they're batting at the usual pace for Test cricket at the moment. 10 overs down. India 1 for 30. Definitely could have been closer to 2 for 30 with the wicket earlier before that was dropped by Usman Khawaja. And the no ball. So, I mean, Boland very unlucky in his first over. First 10 balls or so. Gets a caught behind for his first ball with a no ball and then drop balls. He could have been, 2 for 30 down India, and it's game on. But India slowly, at the moment, Rahul 9 runs off 32 deliveries. Gill 19 off 29. Great patience, great tempo from India at the moment. Lovely packed day here at the Adelaide Oval. There's nearly a full crowd there now. There's probably about 32 to 35,000 people there in a full house of about 40. And Pat Cummins has brought himself back on to replace Mitch Starc to switch around from the other end. So India 1 for 30 in the 11th over, and Mitch Starc taken off by Pat Cummins. Pat Cummins has bowled 3 overs, none for none, 3 maidens. Bowled that first one nice and full. Let's see if he can keep the ball up and swing the ball around. Gill on strike. Here comes Cummins. Short of the back, just back of a short length there. Just played off the back foot from Gill, just through to McSweeney there at point. So another dot ball. Pat Cummins bowling very economically, but Is he bowling attackingly enough? Do we need 2 points? Do we need 2 gullies? Do we need someone in short, silly mid-off? We need some attacking fielders. I don't see any there at the moment. I see three slips and maybe a wide 5th slip and a point. Not even a gully. So here comes Cummins. Pitched up full. Gill just plays it full on the defensive full stroke, just down to mid-on there. There's the Hoff on a bit of a leave there. Josh Hazelwood, a bit of a side strain, out for this game there up there in the dressing rooms, having a look at the screen and the high performance data, as it were, with the 300 coaches that we've got in the cricket team up there, assistant coaches and the performance coaches and the batting coaches and the bowling coaches. A load of rubbish. Here comes Cummins. And he's got one. Carey. So it looks like we've got an edge there from Shugman Gill. And as Carey put this one down at keeper, wide full one, swinging away. Has this come off Gill's edge? I believe it has. No, it's missed. It's missed by about 2 inches, but just not looking sharp, the Australians in the field. Missing the edge, but Carey, the keeper, just putting easy catches down, not looking sharp at all. Too much golf for these guys last week or two. They need to be out there playing cricket, not golf. Just not looking sharp, the Australians at the moment. And a better delivery from Captain Pat Cummins, fuller outside off, big edge, and through that 3rd to 5th man gap and slip, straight past Nathan McSweeney's fingers there, down to the boundary for 4. Why have we not got a 4th slip in there? We've got 3 slips. We haven't got a 4th. We've got a 5th slip. Cummins, can we get a different captain in Australia? Please. This is horrible captaincy from Australia. Wasn't a catch, it was short, but again, we're letting a boundary through because we've got a gap in the slips, and there's the pink ball for the Australian day-night test. Here he goes, Cummins again, into Gill. Just outside off, Gill just pushes it through. Offside, he's going to get another 2 runs. It's just too easy for India at the moment. Just pushing the ball away on the offside, and they push through for 2 more, and that's the end of the over for Australia. India, 1 for 36, 6 runs off Pat Cummins' comeback over there. And looks like there's going to be a drinks break drinks break here after the 11th over. India, 1 for 36 after 11 overs, and it's a drinks break at Adelaide Oval. And we're going to have a drinks break here at the MCG.
Is it done?
No.
How long will it be there?
So while there's a drinks break here at the Cricket Adelaide Oval, let's have an update on the Test match in Wellington between New Zealand and England in the second Test. Let's have a look at the score there. So New Zealand in the 20th over, New Zealand are 3 for 67, chasing England's 280. So Kane Williamson, legendary New Zealand batsman, still in and is on 32 not out. Daryl Mitchell has just joined him at the crease. So New Zealand in a little bit of trouble here. 3 for 67, chasing 280. England definitely got the upper hand here at the moment. If they take another wicket or two and get the Kiwis out for about 150, they're going to go into a second innings lead of over 100 runs. So England looking the goods in the Test series in New Zealand at the moment. If they win this game, they will win the series and go up 2-0 with only one test to go. So great captaincy again from Ben Stokes, one of the great captains of modern times in world cricket. The English captain, born in New Zealand, funnily enough, against his old team where he was born, the birthplace, the birth nation where he was born. Great captain, Ben Stokes, leading England to what looks like an inevitable 2-zip lead in New Zealand. So England, upper hand in the test match at New Zealand, and Australia just getting back on the field there now with India. And India in the 12th over 1 for 36. And again, no attacking field from Pat Cummins. Boland's still on. But no attacking fielders at all. So I'm not sure how Australia are going to take their wickets here. Full ball, keeps low, ball swinging and keeping low. Ball's keeping low. It's very uneven bounce today. Some balls rearing up off a short length. Some balls going through at ankle and knee height, but very unvariable, a lot of unvariable bounce today at the Adelaide Oval. I'm just going to put the charger back in there. Yeah, so very unvariable bounce here. Boland coming back in for his third delivery here. India 1 for 36. Nice delivery, just shaping back into KL Rahul's middle and off peg there. Well defended from Rahul. Very patient innings from KL Rahul at the moment, 9 from 36 deliveries. Very patient, very reminiscent of the first test at Optus Stadium in Perth last week and the week before. So Boland coming in now. Fourth delivery of the over. And here he comes. Another straight ball, straight played back. Starting to put him in better areas, Boland, right on the pegs, making Rahul play every ball is what he needs to be doing. So any comments down below, guys? Spit them out. Let's go. Let's have some comments down below. Let's have a like. Any comments? Let's do it. Glennie, where are you? Adding you in there or what? What's happening? Live chat. What have we got? Add. Glenn, you ready to join the where are you, buddy? Let's go. So just inviting a guest commentator to join. Glenn Bridger, old friend, cricket tragic. See if you can jump on. That's a bit of delivery. Nice and straight over top of middle and off ball played by KL Rahul. Playing it back over the top of the stumps there. Feeding it through to Steve Smith. Last ball, the 12th over. Rahul just plays it down to deep, fine leg there for 2 more runs. So that is India after 12 overs, 1 for 38. Let's jump over to commentary here in England, in Wellington in New Zealand. Talk Sport Cricket. 3 runs for New Zealand. And just took 3 more. New Zealand 3 for 71, 21st over. Just waiting for a bowling change now in the Australian-India test at Adelaide. Camera is focused on Mitch Marsh. When he could be quite good in these conditions. Here comes Pat Cummins in again for his 5th over. Cummins currently none for 6 of 4 overs, 3 maidens. Bowled quite well, but just not quite attacking enough for my liking. Looking at all the Australian pace bowlers right now on the pitch map. Good height, good bounce off the pitch, but just not bowling the ball up full enough on a good line and leg. Just a bit short at the moment, the Australians. India 1 for 38 on the 13th over. Here comes Captain Pat Cummins again. Another good delivery. That's much better. Right over middle and off. Right at middle and off bail there. And Gill 25 off 37. Playing very nicely at the moment. That fractured thumb of Shubman Gill not looking to bother him at all at the moment. Playing very strongly off the back foot. Played a couple of loose shots, a little bit wide, not a lot of foot movement, and playing a little bit wide of his pads at times, but he's a class player, this guy, Shubman, and here comes Captain Pat to Shubman Gill again. Straight delivery, just play back down the pitch there. Mitch Stark at mid-on. Just a little defensive shot there. So Pat Cummins looking like he is sucking them in. Very hot, tough conditions down there in Adelaide today. Very overcast, sapping conditions. India quite used to these conditions back home, playing in these type of hot conditions, 32, 35 plus every day. Really not bothering these guys at all. Quite used to these type of conditions here in Australia. So here comes Cummins again. Nice ball, just outside off stump, just in that little area where Gill does have a little bit less foot movement, just outside off stump. And he plays that one okay off the front foot, but a little bit of uncertainty there. And that's probably the region, the area he needs to be putting the ball to Gill on a regular basis, Pat Cummins. Again, the weather looking quite overcast and ominous, similar to Sydney today. Very hot and sapping conditions there at Adelaide Oval. Crowd nearly full now. The top deck nearly full. Probably, yeah, again, close to 30 plus thousand. And a nice ball from Cummins, a bit fuller and hooping away that time. Catching the edge and going through to McSweeney at gully there. And that's the end of the over. So that's the end of the over for India. Thick edge down to McSweeney, well fielded there at gully off Gill, and Gill just motioning to his teammate. There's a bit of off cut there, a little bit of off cut. Sorry, last ball coming up now. That's the 5th ball of the over. A bit of off cut there, a little bit of movement, quite overcast. And here comes Cummins again. It's putting in a bit of big effort here, Pat Cummins. Fuller, right in that spot where Gill loves to drive and just plays it full out to mid on, and that's the end of the over. India 1 for 38. So a decent over from Pat Cummins there, and well played from Gill, 1 for 38. Let's just jump back over to the final few minutes of play here in Wellington, New Zealand. And we've just got a wicket here, England. Yep, Kane Williamson, the legendary New Zealander, out for 37. Ball caught behind by Ollie Pope and bowled by the big, strong Englishman, Bryden Cass. 37, New Zealand now. New Zealand 4 for 74, chasing 280. So New Zealand in big trouble across the ditch there. 74 for 4. New Zealand in big trouble. England on top in the 22nd over in there in the second test at Wellington, day 2. And England looking very strong. A lot of support over there in England. In New Zealand, big English population over there. A lot of crowd there for the English. Big support. New Zealand, big trouble at the moment. 4 for 74, back to Australia. So Boland continuing to Shubman Gill in the 14th over. Quicker delivery wide and full outside off stump. And it's actually Rahul on strike. He flails at that one. Looks to play that through the point cover region. Just missed that one. There, a quicker delivery, that one. Keep it low. Well taken by Carey. And just flailing, looking to put that through cover area for 4. KL Rahul. One of these 4 strokes of the day. He's been batting now for well over an hour. And not many 4 strokes from KL Rahul. Here's Boland again. Straight through him. Rahul just plays inside his body again. Not bad defense. He knows his line very, very well, KL Rahul. Understands his line very well. And well played by KL Rahul there. Keeping an eye on England, New Zealand here. Wickets falling down for the Kiwis across the ditch in Wellington. Here comes Boland again. Nice ball, just cutting back. Played out through the point for a no run. Still sound here at the cricket in New Zealand. And the sound coming through from Talk Sport Cricket. Sound coming through from Talk Sport. We'll get back to Australia to Adelaide. Is Boland in, cutting back, going through for a quick single, just playing it to short mid on there. Throw comes through to Carey, and a quick single to KL Rahul. Yeah. Easy single there for KL Rahul. Well run by Shubman Gill. Got through quite easily there. India 1 for 43. Last ball, the 14th over. Now here comes Boland. Really not being super effective at this stage. Wider one. Right out to Gill's area. Through the covers. Straight through to Nathan Lyon at cover. And that's a dot ball. And India, after 14 overs, they make their way to 1 for 43. So India just plodding along here, making it tough going for Australia early on. Hardly seen the ball in Lyon's hands. Nathan Lyon needs to maybe come in soon. Is it time for Cummins to make a change? We haven't seen Mitch Marsh bowl. We haven't seen Nathan Lyon bowl. These 3 bowlers at the moment aren't getting a lot. We're going to bring back, I would say he's probably going to bring back Stark and switch him around again. It's the usual go from the Australian captain and fast bowlers. They like to have their 5 to 6 to 8 over spells and switch them around at either end to see what they can get from the wind or the cut or the pitch. Here comes Cummins again into the 15th over. And a bouncer from Pat Cummins. Well, first bouncer from Pat Cummins today. And I believe we've only had one from Stark. So we've had 2 bouncers all day. Very, very, it's just not aggressive bowling from Australia at all. And that one was too high. It's come back through. Rahul, really not even bothered by that one. Just not aggressive enough for Australia. They really need to be up there around the chest. Pat Cummins needs to start bowling aggressively and get an attacking fielding there. I've been talking about it for over an hour now. And nothing's changed for Australia. There's no attacking field and there's no wickets. Here comes Cummins. It's a bit better. It's bowled a bit fuller. Last ball was 140.3. He's definitely bending the back, Pat Cummins, but
do we have the attacking field to back it up? Right now on Foxtel Cricket, we've got Michael Vaughan and the great Kerry Skull O'Keefe, ex-Australian off-spin bowler from the 70s, super comedian, and Michael Vaughan, again, lovely, great English captain on commentary there, having a chat about what's going on out in the middle. Rahul on strike again to Cummins from third ball. Just close that one through again. Bit Fuller plays it nicely with a forward defensive stroke, nothing more. Pushes their way through the cover region again for another run. And the run's just slowly picking through India. Just a forward defensive stroke there, nothing through that at all. Cahill Rahul and just straight on the front foot for a single. Back for two, actually. Easy double, 2 runs there. Again, not bowling full enough Australia to be leaving that cover region open. When you're a bowling captain, when you're a captain, you're attacking, you're going to leave the cover open. You need to be bowling full for them to drive to that region. Australia's bowling too short. So again, the captaincy and the fielding placements from Captain Pat Cummins is lacking. Again, he's just bowled one fuller there. We haven't got a second gully. We haven't got a second point. He's smacked that one through an open region KO roll down to the boundary. 4 more for India. India getting on top here. And Australia really behind the 8 ball here. Lovely shot from KO roll off the back foot. Just an easy touch off the back foot. And look at the Indian supporters down there at Adelaide. Absolutely loving it at the moment. India 1 for 49. Full delivery again. That's the area that Cummins needs to be in. That was the area. Nice and full. He's got a real thick edge there. And that's run away straight past McSweeney there at point. Slightly in the air. That's a catching position again. If you've got 2 points in there and 2 gullies, there's a catch right there. Right there. Exactly what I've been saying for the last hour. Straight through the area. There's a catch. You're calling catch, Pat Cummins. There's no catch. You haven't got a fielder in there, mate. Horrible captaincy from Cummins. Great bowling, but horrible captaincy. If you're a captain and you're bowling, you need to know where you're going to bowl the ball, where the field's going to go, where the ball's going to go. There's a catch right there for a second point or a second gully, and that is horrible captaincy from Cummins again. Another wicket gone missing from Australia. Bowling well, Cummins, but just not putting the fielders in the right spots. I mean, this is horrible. Australia really struggling here. India 1 for 53, the 16th over. 2 boundaries in that over from Cummins again. He's got through, he's got edges, but he hasn't got the fielders in the right places to catch the ball. So India just slowly edging their way on top here. This is what they needed to do. Going to be tougher batting conditions tonight under lights. With the pink ball, it's going to be even harder at 22 degrees. It's going to get colder. The ball will be moving even more. India needed to get to lunch and to stumps at 1 or 2 for 150. They're looking beautiful right now, India. And that last session, they keep batting the way they're batting. It's going to be an easy night's cricket for India. Could be 2 for 250 at the end of the night in Australia. Really, this series is over. We can't take a few wickets very, very soon. But he comes bowling back on again. Travis Head having a chat. Heady, he's owned India for the last few years, but his form in that last test was not good. And here he comes bowling. Here comes bowling to Gill. Straight over again. Gill just looking rock solid, this guy. Absolutely nothing bothering Shubman Gill at the moment. Beautiful delivery, straight up a middle and off. Well played by Gill, just defence. It's not bothering at all. Look at the swagger. Look at the swagger in his stance there. He's not bothered by the Australians at the moment. Pat Cummins head down. Australia in big trouble here. Again, lovely delivery from Bowl and just seaming back in. And Gill just plays it like it's Plays it like it's a 13-year-old bowling doing. It's too easy. It's too easy at the moment for India. Captain Pat Cummins, head down, hands on hips, big deep breath there. Not looking good for Australia at the moment. When will the ball be handed over to Nathan Lyon to get some spin on this pitch? There might be some. There's a lot of movement. I'm sure there's going to be some turn. We need to get the spinner in there real soon. Here comes Boland again. Fuller. Just waits. And off the back foot, Gill just plays it through the gap for an easy 2. Looking for 3. 2 more for Gill. It's just too easy for India right now. India 1 for 55. Labuschagne talking to Lyon in the outfield and the infield there, trying to talk about tactics, but it's India just got Australia's number right now. Hands on hips from Steve Smith at first slip. Not good body language from Australia. Again, just played off the back foot there. Bowling to Shubman Gill, played off the back foot to point there. The gully, the McSweeney, not a problem. It's not bowling fast enough for Australia, for India at the moment to bother them. There's not enough movement off the pitch. There is. Are they bowling fast enough? Probably not. Bowling's about the quickest. We're going to need to get Stark back in there at 140 to maybe cause some trouble in this last session with Stark at one end and Lyon at the other to mix up that pace. Boland looking good, but he's just not bothering Gill at the moment. Gill 27 not out. Too easy for him at the moment. Here we go again. Just plays a forward defensive stroke. A bit of edge there. Got through for a single through cover. But Gill just very confident on the front foot there. Yeah, not the greatest shot. A bit of edge. Not quite to the pitch of the ball, but just looking to play straight. Nice straight bat. Gets past Nathan Lyon there at cover. And Lyon, we didn't have a cover 2 overs ago. Now we've got a cover on his two straight. We need to bring him more square. I mean, the captaincy, that's a Labuschagne, but the captaincy of now Boland walking over and having a chat to captain at mid-on. Just the captaincy just lacking at the moment. And the body language from Australia, there's no one backing up Pat Cummins as an advice captaincy type of role to go over and help him out with some decision making in the moment. That's a better ball from Boland. Nice straight through again. But Rahul just plays behind the body. He's really not playing out at the ball. He's just letting that one go through. And Australia, big trouble. India 1 for 56 after the 16th over. That's the end of the over. And here's the camera from Foxtel going down the race there on the hill there at Adelaide Oval. Look at that vision. Beautiful stuff. Here's vision of Mitchell Marsh warming up, bowling earlier before the day's play. So he was ready to go. And he has not been handed the ball yet to come in. Bit of conjecture about him having an injury over the last week or two. And hasn't been handed the ball yet. Look at these Indian fans. They're on top. Indian flag flying high. And they're well on top here at the moment, India, down in Adelaide. Absolutely packed house here nearly at Adelaide. Beautiful full house. But India well on top here. India 156. It's Pat Cummins, the captain, in. Just coming into Gill off the back foot. Nice back foot jab from Shubman Gill straight through to Labuschagne there again at point. India 1 for 57. Well, Pat Cummins now looking at the field. He's talking to his field. He's trying to make some changes here, but just not attacking enough field from the Australian captain. KL Rahul at the moment, 26 not out. Shubman Gill, 29 not out. Rahul on strike. Just India just making it look too easy at the moment. Here comes Cummins to Rahul. Again, in the right spot. Nice full delivery. Bit of movement. But again, Rahul just plays it nonchalantly through the cover region to the boundary, all the way along the ground. Not even in the air that time. Beautiful shot, Cahill Rahul. And again, where is Australia's captaincy? He moves the cover out, he hits it through cover. I mean, there's no consistency for the captaincy from Pat Cummins. It's reactionary captaincy. He hits a ball, he takes him out. He hits a ball through somewhere, he puts him in. It's horrible captaincy again from Cummins. He's bowling well, but his captaincy is just not up to it. Needs some help there. Should be getting some help from. We don't want to hear from Marnus Labuschagne. We want to hear from Usman Khawaja, the most senior player in the team. We want to hear from Stark. We want to hear from some of the bowlers. They're bowling at the moment. Where's the bowlers coming up and talking to each other about what we're going to do out here as a tactic? Why are the batsmen talking? Why have we got Labuschagne talking to the captain? Labuschagne is the worst bowler of all time. We don't need him. He's a batsman. Why is he talking to the captain? Look at the Indian crowd. Look at the people in the crowd and Indian fans here at Adelaide today. They are laughing at Australia. They're just going, this is another easy test match win for us. India, just too good for the Aussies at the moment. Bit of a sneeze from the crowd there over in the pavilion at the MCG. And Australia just looking really up against it right now. In the 17th over, how slow is this over rate from Australia? We're not doing that badly, but we're not bowling so well. We're not making changes, and we bowled 17 overs in an hour and a half. We've got 2 hours to bowl 30. Where is the bowling, the speed between the overs, the over rate from Australia? We're going to get penalised again, and we're going to get penalised and miss out on points for the World Test Championship. That's how it works now. What is Pat Cummins doing? He's not even watching his bowling rate. We've bowled 17 hours in an hour and a half. This is horrible. It should be 15 overs per hour. So right now we should be up around the 22nd over or the 23rd over, coming down towards the end of the first session. We're in the 17th over. Horrible captaincy from us. I'm starting to agree with some people that this guy needs to be dropped as Australian captain. This is not good enough at the moment. Then he bowls a horrible bouncer. He's bowled one bouncer all day, and he bowls a bouncer that KL Rahul looks at and just laughs at. This is horrible captaincy from Pat Cummins at the end of the over. Australia in big strife at the moment. 17 overs down. 1 for 61. Finally, the ball gets handed to Nathan Lyon. So we've now got arguably the greatest off-spin bowler, well, Australia's greatest off-spin bowler, and the world's greatest off-spin bowlers, arguably up there with our competitor today, Mr. Ravi Ashwin. He's finally been handed the ball. So, Nathan, 532 test match wickets, one of the greatest test match bowlers of all time. An hour and a half into play, Pat Cummins is bringing him into bowl, finally. So, thanks, Pat. You've brought him in. So now we've got Lyon on in, conditions that could be quite conducive to a off-spin bowler. Horrible captaincy from Pat. Nathan Lyon coming on. Shubman Gill, 29 not out. KL Rahul overtaking him, starting to pick it up now. 30 not out. 2 no balls from Stark. Well, one from Stark, one from Boland. It's 17 overs, 1 for 61 India. India leading the series 1-0. Australia, if they don't take 5 wickets in the next session, this test match in the series is over. Pat Cummins, you need to think about your tactics very hard during the lunch break. And Nathan Lyon comes in for the first delivery to Shubman Gill. And, of course, we've got no pressure on. We've got a long on. So Shubman Gill just pushes it through long on for an easy single. Again, horrible captaincy from Pat Cummins. Where's the pressure? He's bowled a decent ball. He could have lobbed that to mid-on. If we had a mid-on there, he would have had to go over it or played along the ground. Horrible captaincy. We've got no pressure on. We've got one silly mid-on, and everyone else is out. And now Rahul's on strike. Gill, first ball over, just gets an easy single off pressure. No pressure at all. And Lyon again puts one through, and it's pushed out to mid-wicket this time. No run for Rahul. Just Pat Cummins. Horrible. Horrible captaincy, I'm afraid. I really like the guy, but this test match is really showing his flaws as a captain and the flaws in his teammates for not jumping up and helping, and the support staff and the coaching staff for not getting a better game plan. You've got a game plan, but what's plan B? What's plan C? What's plan D? The Australians don't have a plan B, C, or D at this stage. They've only got a plan A. So you're not going to win any sporting encounter if you've only got one plan. Lyon comes in, wider one to Rahul, just pushes it through offside, and that one's pushed through, and that's going to go for 4. So India just looking too easy now. KL Rahul just pushes one through the offside there through the mid-on cover region. Just a simple push, and that's 4. And there's no fielding there again. There's just no captaincy. There's no leadership out there. There's no body language for Australian cricket. It's really in the doldrums, and we're in big trouble, Australia. India 1 for 66. Line into Rahul. And a dot ball to Travis Head there. To mid-on the bin lid. Well, it was a horrible start to the over for Lyon. Real horrible start, really. Absolutely horrible captaincy. No pressure put on at all by Captain Cummins, and Lyon's confidence straight away is down, and Australia looking horrible here against India. And another single off the last ball of the over. So we've got the last ball of the over, and we just gave them another single. Rahul just easily pushing one down through mid-on for an easy single. No pressure on the Indian batsman whatsoever. This is horrible, and really, Pat Cummins needs to retire. He needs to relinquish the captain's armband after the series. I believe it's going to be a Kim Hughes. He's going to blame the media and all the pressure, unexcused pressure on him. He's just not up to it as a captain. His tactics aren't there. He's a great bowler. He's a gutsy cricketer. He's a good batsman, but his captaincy is lacking. Look at Nathan Lyon, one of the great spinners of all time. He's just come off our first over with his hands on his hips because he's just taken 8 runs off the first over. It's horrible captaincy from Pat Cummins, and now he's going to bring Mitchell Starc back in from the other end to try and get a wicket to get him out of trouble. Typical play from Cummins. I'm going to bring Starc back in now, my gun bowler, because no one else could do it. And now Stark's going to come out, and he'll probably take a wicket. But this is horrible captaincy from Pat Cummins. I can't say it enough. I don't know who the next captain's going to be, but it can't be Steve Smith, and it can't be Pat Cummins, and it shouldn't be Travis Head, and it will, in a million years, won't be Marnus Labuschagne. So we're going to get a captain from a right wing, from a left wing, from right field. Maybe it should be Stark. I don't know, before he retires. I don't know who it should be, but we've got nobody to captain Australia now, and it's going to be Carey. Carey will be the new captain, by the looks of it. Who else is going to captain? Otherwise, we haven't got anyone that's going to stick around to bat or play in the team for years besides Carey at this stage. So, Alex Carey, next Australian captain after this series. I'll put my money on it right now. Horrible captaincy from Pat Cummins. You've either got to be sacked or give up the captaincy after this test series. You're done, buddy. You can stay in the team, but you're not captain no more. I'm a better captain. Horrible. Absolutely horrible captaincy from Pat Cummins right here. Slow over rate, 1 for 69, 19 overs. Oh, India have got Kohli, Pant, Sharma to come. This is going to be 600. 2 days India will bat. They'll bat 2 days. They'll bat for 2 days. They'll get 580. And Australia will be bowled out twice on the 4th day, and it'll be an outright win to India. India 2-0 going into the MCG, our most favourite cricketing day in the whole of Australia and the whole of the world. Famous Boxing Day test match at the MCG, and we're going to be down 2-0. Horrible. Another ball from Stark just goes through there. KL roll lets that one go through. So just absolutely horrible start for this test match for Australia. Commentators at the moment, Harsha Bogle, Mark Waugh, David Warner. Harsha Bogle would be absolutely in raptures right now. Amazing start for this Indian team. Just a steady start. Australia showing nothing, absolutely showing nothing in the 19th over. Not even going to get 25 overs in the session. It's just horrible for Australia. India will go into lunch at 1 for about 95 off 25 overs. And then here we go. Stark comes in. Has he got one? Looks like he's got a shorter ball to rear back off a cutting edge. Rahul's played one back, smashed it through. It looks like McSweeney's caught at one end of the gully. So again, exactly what I said. Cummins brings in his only wicket taker, and that's Stark, because he's got no one else. And of course, Stark gets a wicket. I called it. That one reared up off a length, went to Rahul right up at the chest area. Got a thick edge. McSweeney, a very good one-handed catch at gully. And so Rahul is out, and Australia do take their second wickets. Exactly what I called. Cummins brings in Stark, takes the wicket because he has no one else to take the wicket for him. It's a simple play back and a simple play from Australia. Won't happen in a few years' time when we don't have these guys to play for us anymore. McSweeney will be taking catches, but Stark won't be bowling. So we got the wicket, but again, low percentage play for Australia. He's gone. KL roll walks. Finally, Australia get a second wicket. India in the 19th over, 2 for 69. Stark has taken the second wicket. India 2 for 69. And let's just jump over to England. Jump over to see what's going on over there in England. So 12 runs off that over for New Zealand. Okay, so New Zealand at the moment, very dicey game for the Kiwis over there at the moment, 26th over. And New Zealand are currently 5 for 86 with Will O'Rourke and Blundell. O'Rourke on 0 and Blundell 7 not out. New Zealand in big trouble. Probably won't even get to 150 at this stage. So New Zealand in big trouble in the second test. Looks like England could well take that second test out very, very quickly and wrap up that series. Back to Australia, to Adelaide Oval. And here we are. The great all-time batsman, the great all-time Indian batsman, Virat Kohli strides to the wicket to join Shubman Gill. So Kohli and Gill at the wicket, 2 for 69. We're just going to wrap up this first session here, and that'll be the live stream for today, guys. We'll join you guys at some stage tomorrow, probably in the second or third session, late on the third session. We will join on day 2. But today, we're just going to continue to run through that first session. And when the first session's over, we're going to wrap up the live stream today. So Kohli on strike to Stark. India, 2 for 69. Good ball from Stark right up there. And Kohli just plays it to mid-on, mid-wicket there. So Kohli coming off his first 100 in over 3 years of Test cricket against the Australians at the Optus Stadium in Perth early last week. Great 100 from Kohli. And he's blowing some kisses to his wife and the crowd and his team. Great scenes there in Perth Stadium. And can he back it up with another 50 or 100 here? Virat Kohli on strike now. Last ball of the over, 19th over to Mitch Stark. Here we go. Stark to Kohli. And just lets that one go outside off stump. And that's the over. So 19 overs down for Australia. Bowled. India looking at a good total here, 2 for 69. So wicket from the over from Stark there. I did call it. I knew Cummins would bring in Stark. And, of course, Stark always comes back with a wicket or 2. But, again, you cannot be looking to rely on Mitch Starc for the next 2 or 3 or 4 years when he won't be in the team. So we need to come up with other options in the Australian Test team. And here we go. It's going to be Boland back in, or is it going to be they switching bowlers back around here? What is Starc doing? Starc's taking the wicket. What is Mr. Cummins, Pat Cummins, doing here to finish up this next over? Is it going to be back to line? Yep, back to line on the 20th over. And we've only got about 20 minutes of play left. No, so straight away, exactly what I called. I don't understand this switch around. He does it every time. Lions got one over, and now Boland's back in. So Boland, 2 for 69, 19th over, Boland back in to bowl, and he's bowling to Gill. And Coley comes through for a quick single. Great run there from Coley, calls it from non-strikers, and Gill diving down the other end there for a quick single. He goes to 31, India, 2 for 70. Great call there from Coley. See, look at the urgency that the Indian cricketers show compared to Australia. Great urgency from India, coming through for a quick single there when there was no run on. It's great stuff from India. India 2 for 71. Of course, Labuschagne fielding and throwing his shoulder out like he always does. How unusual. Always got a tweak here and there, Mr. Labuschagne. He's Colby on strike to Boland. So one go, cuts back nicely though. A lot of cut there, quite a few feet of cut there. About 3 foot of cut back there. India 2 for 70 in the 20th over. 20 minutes to go before lunch here. Probably about 5 overs to play before lunch. Before lunch is called. It's been an interesting day's play so far. Coley on strike to Boland. Plays one outside, off stump. Fetching outside, it's cut through, and he's got an edge, and it's through gully. And that's 4 for Coley. Coley off the mark for 4 runs. India, 2 for 74. Coley just goes to, look at that, plays out wide, a wide one. That could have quite easily, again, gone through a second gully region. But, of course, there's no second gully in there, as we haven't got a gully in there from Captain Pat Cummins. We've had 4 deliveries go through that region in the last half an hour, yet not one fielder has gone in there. So, horrible captaincy again from Cummins. Boland just lets that one go through off stump, and Coley plays that one outside, so just lets it go through off stump there. And we'll wrap today's live stream up after this over. Once we get through last 2 deliveries here, we're going to wrap the stream up, and we'll join you again. So join us again tomorrow in the World of Cricket channel for a live stream for day 2 from Adelaide Oval live. Second test, India versus Australia, live from approximately 2 or 2:30 p.m. We're going to go live. Join us then. Everyone like, subscribe, comment, share. Have a comment, guys. Let's see what we got. Who's going to win the test? We'll see what it's going to be. A lot of different stuff going on tonight at the end of the test. Many things could happen before the end of the day's play. So let's have a chat. Comment. Let's talk about tomorrow. Let's see you tomorrow for tomorrow's day play. And we've got the last ball coming up here. India, 2 for 74. 20th over of day's play. First day's play. First session. And we're going to wrap the live stream up now. And it's Coley on strike to Boland. Last ball of the 20th over. Here we go. Boland into Coley. Full of one, and Coley again. Reaching out, but he struck that through the cover. Back for the second, they're coming back for 3. Yep, and Head takes that, and it's 3 runs for Coley. Goes to 7 runs of 6 deliveries. 7 of 7. Great start for Virat Kohli, and that's the end of the live stream for the World of Cricket channel today. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Join us again for tomorrow's live stream. India in commanding position here today on day 1 at Adelaide Oval. Australia, a lot to do, and we'll see you again for for tomorrow's live stream. Bye for now.